Hi everyone, hope you're doing well. I miss you. Wish we were together, but looks like it's not going to happen this school year. So we're going to continue to keep learning different skills in math. Today we're going to continue with the geometry unit, starting on page 693. It looks like that. So if you don't have it in front of you, go ahead and hit pause and come back and get that so we can do it together. So the very first thing on here, we are moving from two-dimensional, which are flat shapes, to three-dimensional shapes, which are shapes. Notice how A is flat and the rest of them have shape. You could hold them with two hands. So that's a three-dimensional shape. So I want you, here's an example real quick. So I have this CD in my hand, okay? Let's take this, let's do this one because you can see it better. So this is the shape of a rectangle, okay? Just the paper I'm holding. Notice how it's flat, okay? It doesn't have, I can hold on to it, but I can't grasp it in two hands. So it has a full shape. It is just two-dimensional, which is flat. Now, I went to school and was able to grab some of my shapes, and this is a three-dimensional shape. Notice how I have it with two hands. It has faces, it has sides, it has vertices. It's three-dimensional. It's not a flat shape. So this one gives you 5 different shapes, and it says down here, so if you're doing this, you can just X out this part and this part. I don't want you to worry too much. They don't give you too much explanation. We're not going to worry about it too much. But it says read and try to solve the problem below. Which shape is a cube? And then tell how you know. Now, so is A a cube? Remember, two-dimensional shapes are flat. Okay, I'm going to show you with my shapes here what a cube looks like. This is my cube, and if we were in the class, I would have this for you to show you. This is my cube. So, which one of these is a cube? Is A a cube? Is B? Does B look like this? How about C, D, and E? So, one of those is a cube, just one of them. And let me just show you something with this. What do you notice? These are going to be the faces. Faces are the flat parts of the cube. So the top and the bottom, the front and the back, the side and the side. What shape is this? Yeah, it's a square. So a cube is going to have all of its faces are going to be the same shape, which would be a square, okay? So that is going to be a cube. So on here you're going to write which one of these is a cube, and then in words down here, so you're going to put A as a cube because that's not the right answer. So tell me which one, and then the Y down here, okay? Now, you're going to look at it again. I'm just going to read this page to you. Except it says explore different ways of recognizing cubes. A cube has 6 faces, okay? So I'm going to say it again. Faces are the flat parts. 1, 2, front and back, top, bottom, side, side. If I turn them around, you can see that the faces are the flat parts, okay? On this paper, it shows you what a cube looks like. So a cube has 6 faces. Each face is a square, and it breaks it apart here and kind of shows you top and bottom, front and back, side to side. You can count the number of square faces. So then they just went ahead and put numbers, and if you count 1 through 6, we see that a cube has 6 faces. Now, the next picture, it says cubes have edges, vertices, and faces. Each face is a square, and all the squares are the same size. An edge is formed where two faces come together, and a vertex is formed where three edges come together. So let's take a look again. Your faces are your flat parts. Your edges are these straight lines. Okay? There are lots of them. They're on the sides, they're on the bottom, they're on the top, they're down here. So an edge is where two flat faces, so top and bottom, see where they come together and meet? That line where the two faces meet is your edge. Okay? Faces are flat. Edges are the straight lines where two faces meet. And then your vertex or your vertices are going to be, they describe it as the place where three edges come together. So watch. Here's an edge, here's an edge, and here's an edge. Three edges come together and they make that point. Now, that's the definition. So all of the points you see are going to be vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, if you count the back. So when you're counting vertices, it's all the points. It's really hard probably for you to see. If we were in class, I would have stickers and I would place one on each vertice or point and you would be able to see it a little bit better. I would draw with markers so you could see the edge, but we're not, so we're gonna have to do the best we can. And there are pictures, if you look at here, there are pictures that kind of explain it. The hardest part about the 3D shapes is that you can't always see all sides. When you hold it like this, you can't see the back and the bottom or the sides. So you have to be able to picture it in your mind. Okay, so far there hasn't been any work on those pages. That's why I assigned 4 pages today. So your first bit of work is going to come on page 695. If you're not there, go ahead and get there. It says, now you will use the problem from the previous page to help understand naming and describing cubes. So you're going to go to this page. You need that on like this, side by side, and you're going to take a look at that. It says, look at the first picture it. So lots of paper movement. This one, this first picture it, where it talks about the faces. It says, look at the first picture. How many faces does a cube have? Well, if you go back here and count, the faces are the flat parts, and they number them for you. So that should be easy. You can put the answer here. And it says, draw any face of a cube. Remember, a cube, the shape of a cube's face is always a square. This is a cube. This is not a cube. Even though 2 of the faces are squares, the others are rectangles. Cubes have all faces being squares, all 6 faces. So you get to draw any face of a cube. Which shape on the previous page is a cube? So you're going to go back to this. Which one did we say is a cube? A, B, C, D, or E? So you're going to answer that. And then it says, number 4, why is shape C on the previous page not a cube? Okay, so they are telling you right now, shape C is not a cube. They have to know why. Remember, cubes, all the faces are squares. When you look at shape C, do all the faces look like squares? So that could be a good explanation. Now it says you're going to pick up a cube. Now you don't have one, okay? So you're going to have to carefully do this. It says a cube has blank edges and blank vertices. Okay? So let's count it together. We already said that a cube has 6 faces, top, bottom, front, back, side, side. Now I'm going to hold this and we're going to count the vertices first, okay? vertices are going to be all the points. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm not going to move it. I'm going to leave it this way and then start counting the bottom. 5, 6, 7, 8. All the points. Okay, so a cube has 8 vertices. Now it wants you to try to count the edges. Be careful, because if you start flipping it around, you're going to lose track. Okay, so I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4 on the top. So those same 4 have to be on the bottom. 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we got to go down the sides. 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? Notice I didn't spin it, because if I started spinning it, I would forget where I started and where I ended. So a cube has 6 faces, 8 vertices, and 12 edges. Okay, and you can fill that in. Then it says to look back at Try It. Look back at your Try It strategies by classmates. Well, we weren't with our classmates, okay? And that was on page 1. And then you can look at the Picture It. So look at these, Picture It, okay? And it says, which models or strategies do you like best for identifying cubes? And then explain. So which is easiest? Which one of those do you think is easiest to help you identify a cube? And then tell me why. Okay, so is it by faces or vertices or edges? And then the last page, this is Apply It. This is always a little bit more difficult. Use what you just learned to solve these problems. Bonnie says this figure is a square. Marty says it's a cube. Who is correct? And explain why. Look at the figure. Remember what we said about a square? And then what we said about a cube. What's the difference? I'd like you to write it and send it to me on Seesaw. Let me see your explanation of what you think. Number 8, which description is true for all cubes? All cubes have 6 square faces that are all the same. They have 6 sides and 6 vertices. Don't get confused. 2-dimensional shapes that are flat, remember, have the same number of sides and the same number of vertices. When we counted the vertices on our cube, we have 6 faces, 8 vertices, and 12 edges, so it's not the same as a 2-dimensional shape. All cubes have 4 square faces that are all the same size, or all cubes have 4 sides and 4 vertices. So fill in which one of these is true, A, B, C, or D. And then the last one, and remember, if I go too fast, just hit pause, and then you can think about it, or rewind, and you can listen to me read those choices again. Number 9, Tom puts together 2 cubes that are the same size, and he says his new solid shape is also a cube. Is Tom correct? Use 2 cubes. So basically, I don't have 2 of these, but you can see if I put one here and one here, this is the shape we would get. Is it a cube? Okay. Now it doesn't have lines here, but you're going to have to explain. It says, is Tom correct, and how do you know? Yes, he's correct, or no, he isn't correct. I'm going to say it again. See the difference? A cube has square faces. All of the faces are squares. A rectangular prism, only 2 of the faces are squares. So see if that helps you answer that problem. Okay, if you have questions, you can email me. You can have your parents contact me through the Remind app. We can set up a Zoom meeting, and I can show you again how the cube works. See what you can do, and let me know how it goes. All right, have a great day. Bye.